I'd like to quickly introduce our group to you tonight. Dan Davis is on the bass guitar. Wayne Goodine is at the organ. And helping us tonight on the drums is Mark Van Dyke. Dave Peterson is our high tenor singer. And this lovely lady on my right is my wife, Marita. I remember the very first time I met her. She thought I was so old that I couldn't remember the first time. She was 16 years old, and she was beautiful. Can you believe it? Well, you can believe it, can't you? So here she was, Columbus, Ohio, and I'd never seen her before. And she had come to my church, and I was up there at the front in service, and we were having service, I guess. And I was at the piano, and there she walked right in the back of our church. And as soon as she got there where I could see her, I just couldn't believe it. Have you ever done that? It's like, she's beautiful. She's blushing, too. And I was so excited. It's like, somebody just walks into your life. And I looked a little closer, and I saw a fella back there. And he was with her, and I didn't like it at all. The whole thing just was shot down in a dream world, just like that. So all during church, I couldn't wait to say, how can I meet that girl? And we were in a church of maybe 500 or 600 people at that time. And would you believe, after church, I went to the very woman out of that whole congregation that had a sister that went to Marita's church, and they had rigged this whole thing so that she could come over to my church and meet me. And I went to you talk about God's will, the very woman. And so I went up to Esther. Esther, you got to take me back there. Introduce you. Oh, okay, I'll take you back there and introduce you to that girl. And so I got back there, and unfortunately, Marita wasn't impressed at all. And the whole thing just, you just kind of feel it. But the Lord was with me, and fortunately, her mother was impressed. Mother-in-laws aren't always bad, I promise you. And so for 6 months, I worked at trying to impress Marita, and I didn't get anywhere, but just impressing her mother more and more. Something happened after that 6 months, and she didn't hold on to the car door anymore. She hates for me to tell this. I don't know how girls are nowadays. But back then, I'd take her out on a date, and she'd hold on to that car door like it was going to fall off and she was going to fall out. And something happened after 6 months, and she started letting the door hang on by itself. And I don't know why it happened that way, but then when I kind of felt she liked me, and it was in the bag, you know what happens sometimes? It had happened. And I started thinking, well, I don't think I like you as much as I thought I did during that 6 months. And we went back and forth for 2.5 years or 3.5 years or something. And we just finally said, let's forget it and get married. And now we're married. Sometimes when you meet the Lord, it's so fantastic. It's joy where all you've had is sorrow. It's peace where all you had in your life is chaos. And it's so extraordinarily great that you wonder, can this love be real? Is it something that would just be a passing fancy? I want you to know it just thrills me to see a saint that's been walking in the way for years smile and say he gets sweeter and sweeter as the days roll by. He does. His love is real. And there's something I like about the Lord. His love is fresh every day.